What a start to our 24th annual Share Your Christmas Drive-By Food Drive. This community doesn't disappoint. It's Dark 100 out here and people are already showing up. We have so many volunteers, a lot of people driving in, dropping off food before heading to work, including this lovely young lady I'm with today. This is Layla. You still have school in a couple hours, but you got up early with some friends who couldn't be here today. You might recognize these two boys. They've shown up for the last at least dozen years after a coffee cart in front of your house and a bake sale. And you're taking over the reins. Where are they today?
Today, Cyrus is in Claremont, California, and then Keenan is at UNR taking his finals. So they weren't able to make it, but I'm here to represent them.
And you are such a great little sister too. Tell us, Layla, what you did over the last few weeks.
We've been baking. My mom and I, we just nonstop baking and bagging treats, and we're kind of the masterminds behind it. And then the boys come and they build posters and they go outside and they start making fireplaces and that sort of thing. So.
And this is all in your driveway?
Yeah, it's crazy. It gets packed sometimes.
Now I understand this is the most you've ever raised. Tell us the total, and are you so surprised by it?
We raised $3,100, and it's crazy because I've always expected that we would do great, but this is just off the charts amazing, and I'm just so proud of the boys because they've worked so hard. So.
Absolutely, the power of goodwill and social media, right?
Right, yeah. Everyone's been reaching out, and that's how the word got around. And it's turned into a social event where people don't just stop by, donate, and then leave. They come and stop by and hang out. We talk to them, and it's amazing. Honestly, it's so fun.
So you did a lot of the baking yourself. What is your favorite recipe?
I love chocolate chip cookies. Those are my favorite. They're just so fluffy and delicious, and I love them when they're warm. It's just amazing.
Do you promise next year you'll bring me some?
I promise.
Or you know what, better yet, I will show up to your cart. I want to see this for myself. I'm so impressed with you, Layla. Great job. You tell those boys. They're both getting ready for finals, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's just crunch time right now for them.
Oh, I'm sure they're so proud of you. We're going to make sure we send them a picture. Great job, Layla. Thank you so much. And if you want to hand the money over to Jocelyn, I know she appreciates it.
Thank you so much. I love this event. We go every year. It really is a social event, and this is feeding a lot of people, Layla. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll look for it on social media. What is the page name so you get the word out?
We just use Facebook, and my mom, we go on her account, Caroline Mawasisi, and then she just posts all about it, and that's where it is. So if you just look up their names too, it'll pop up anywhere. So.
All right, very good. Layla, you're awesome. Good job. Okay, we'll let you get to school. Are you freezing too? Okay. Thank you, Layla. All right, we're going to send it over to Mike Alger now with a special guest as well. Mike.
Thank you, Kristen. Boy, that is so cool. I was talking with my guest here. This is Sherry Beard, and she is with the Crop Hunger Walk. Is that correct? And this is something, we're on our 24th year. You guys have us beat by a year, don't you?
We did our 25th walk this year.
Okay, now tell me a little bit about how the Crop Hunger Walk works, because it's really cool. Tell me what goes on.
We have walkers that solicit sponsors who make donations for our event, and in the last 25 years we have raised over $250,000 here with our local Reno Sparks Crop Hunger Walk. So we're proud of that.
Now this is something that goes on all across the country, all across the world, all across the country.
The United States, there's about 1,200 crop hunger walks in the United States every year, and we're just one of them.
Now tell us about your latest one here. The weather was a little tough on you. It rained on your crop hunger walk, but that didn't stop people from coming out.
It didn't. The first time in 25 years that we've had pouring rain, but we just grabbed our umbrellas. We only had 64 walkers this year, which was kind of understandable considering the weather, but we still raised about $7,000 with those 64 walkers, and that's less than normal because of the weather. But we needed
always blame it on the weather.
We needed the rain because the fire was going on that weekend. Right. So none of us minded. We were very aware of the fire situation. So
Now, of that money that you raised, some of it goes globally and some of it stays in the community. Can you tell me how it's all divvied up?
25% always stays in the local community, and then they can divide that however they wish. We had 3 recipient agencies this year, and the food bank is one of them. And with the money that they will receive, they'll be able to serve about 1,700 meals as a result of our event. So we're pleased with that.
That is absolutely terrific. And again, Sherry, thank you again so much for joining us. I know you've been out here for the last couple of years, and we're all working together, through the various communities, the various organizations. Obviously, here at our location, we focus on the food bank in Northern Nevada, which is one of yours.
An amazing job.
Aren't they awesome? Because then that money now that you raise for them, every dollar now can make 3 meals out of it. They're super shoppers. They can do it with bulk and with their buying capabilities. So if you want to come by and join us out here, you can bring some money if you want, or even a credit card this year. We get to do that. Sherry, again, thank you so much for what you all do, and we appreciate it, and we'll certainly see you next year.
I hope so.
All right, let's go down to Minden here. We're going to go to Ariana. I think we've got Ariana, Zach, and who else have we got down? I know we got someone else down there. Ariana and Zach, go ahead. It's Ari. Ari, who have you got there?
Hold on just a moment, and I'm going to steal a microphone. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Once again, Kate Savage here with the Carson Valley Community Food Closet. It is one of the organizations that we are benefiting with Share Your Christmas here in the Carson Valley. Kate, what does today mean to your organization?
Today is huge for our organization. The food that we receive at today's drive, food and funds, take us through about 9 months of the year, if not more. Certain staple items that we receive in large donation, things like tuna and peanut butter that are very shelf stable, will carry us until the next food drive, which is amazing and so wonderful that our community turns out in such large quantities to donate to us.
So one day, and that covers you for the majority of your year.
It really does. I mean, then we can use the funds that are donated here today to supplement the items that do run out, as well as to help us purchase some of the fresh items like produce and milk and eggs that our clients also receive from our location.
So how many people do you serve in this area?
We serve roughly 500 families a month, which boils down to about 1,000 people a month. And we serve them with both supplementary monthly food allotments as well as weekly bread, milk, and eggs staples.
What you do is so important. Without you, what would these families do? What do you hear from them?
You know, we are the largest and one of pretty much the only food supplier in the county for low-income individuals. There are a couple churches that do small pantries, but without us, I mean, honestly, I don't know how some people would get by. We serve a lot of elderly clients in our area who will need to use our service forever, basically, because they won't be making any more of an income. They're on a fixed budget, and so our service is not just a temporary thing anymore. It has become a necessity of their lives.
Now, we raised here in Minden 176,000 pounds of food last year. It was a pretty emotional reveal when the big truck finally came at the end. What was that like for you?
Well, last year was my first one working, and it was crazy. It brought tears to my eyes, and it was so wonderful to see the generosity of the community. And little elf over at Rayleigh's tells me that we should be expecting more than last year, if you can believe it. So I don't want to jinx us, but it sounds like we might get an even larger donation this year.
Oh man, I can't even imagine. It's so exciting. Obviously, this community is extremely generous. And it's not just the people who come out and donate. It's also a huge volunteer effort. Kate, thank you so much. I'm going to send it over to Ryan and Zach now to talk about our amazing volunteers out here in Minden.
Thank you so much. All right, yeah, actually, I'm going to give just a little bit of a kind of overview of what we've got here. I mean, the welcome booth for all the volunteers right here, a place where you can kind of pose and put on different props because they're so festive down here in Minden. Obviously, Candy Cane Lane is over here, too, at the Carson Valley Inn. And then, I mean, just to talk about how set up and how organized they are, there's an actual map inside the tent that physically says where each box goes, where the scale goes. I mean, essentially, it's like all of Santa's little helpers, all the elves, and just the way that the workshop is set up. I mean, it's an amazing just how the whole organization of it is. I mean, you can just see them all working so hard already. And to talk a little bit more about the volunteers, though, Zach Mooney right here has Rana with CERT.
Yes, one of Santa's little helpers herself right here, Rana. First of you're with Douglas County CERT. First off, for people out there that don't know, what is CERT?
CERT is Community Emergency Response Teams, and it's just volunteers helping their neighbors in a major disasters. They teach people how to be prepared if something major happens, earthquakes, floods, but they'll go check on their neighbors and then they'll go help their neighborhoods.
Okay, how many volunteers you got out here today?
We have about 70 total CERT in Douglas County. They will be probably 50 of them would be here off and on all day.
And that's just your organization.
That's
on top.
Just
we have
our,
Marines here. We have everyone.
We have Marines, all the service organizations in Douglas County. This is such a great community that everybody comes in to help. And after school, the kids all come. So.
Perfect. Now, what makes you guys want to volunteer here? You guys are emergency response. Is this an emergency?
It can be. The food closet in Douglas County is so important. It serves so many people. Like Kate said earlier, I think there's 500 families a month that come into the food closets that need food, and this is just the biggest event of their season. So.
Alrighty, if anyone wants to join you, how can they do that?
They can get a hold of us on the Douglas County website. There's a CERT under emergency management. There's a CERT website, or they can call 782-9040 and get information.
Alrighty, Rhonda, thank you so much.
Thank
I'm going to
you.
let you get back to work, and we are going to take a quick break and share your Christmas. We'll see you soon.